Welcome to 21 Questions. We're going to be playing this in our Insta stories after we finish. And then we're also going to throw it online, YouTube, podcast. So welcome for coming in. Now, the comment section, that's your area. Yeah, that's for you to live tonight. So if you do have any questions, if you're feeling what's being said, if there's anything that sticks out, or you just want to share how you found the session, write it in the comment box. Let's get some interaction, because I know you're there. It's isolation time, so it's good for us to interact back and forth. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to invite our guest to come on, and we're going to go through 21 questions. So Cassandra, I'm coming over to you. Hello.
Yay.
Yo.
How are you?
I'm good, man. It's been a long time coming.
I know. Too long, actually.
They tried to lock us down with the physical.
I'm so sad. I really wanted to meet people and stuff. I'm really sad, to be honest.
But thanks for doing this as well.
Pleasure.
It's good for us to just get to know people. 21 questions. 21 questions for you. Are you ready for 21 questions?
Kind of, yeah. I'm ready.
How first off, how has it been with like the whole isolation and lockdown and stuff?
Do you know what? Yeah, it's not been that bad. You know, I have to keep reminding myself that there's other people that are going through things right now. Because it hasn't, because I think I'm used to being at home with Lion, so it hasn't been that bad. And Carl's in the house with me. And yeah, it's just not been, I've had time to reflect and stuff, so it's good. It's been good.
What's been, I guess, the hardest part then?
In being in lockdown?
Yeah.
I guess the uncertainty of when things are going to be back to normal. In terms of work for Carl, my work is basically digitally done, so it's not been affected too much, but been affected a bit. So just more in terms of like Carl, when's he gonna go back to work and stuff like that. But yeah, that's been the hardest part.
Well, we'll just make the best of it as we can. What would you give as what would your advice be to anyone in lockdown just struggling at the moment?
You know, from personally, look to God. Look to God. Like honestly, like that's been I feel like before this, you know, like you make your own plans in January and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, you know, and I had it all mapped out, and then for this to happen, it just reminded me the fact that everything else is sinking sand, but God is our strong tower. So that's literally what I've been telling everybody. Like, I look to God, because I can't give any answers, because do you get what I mean? That's the only thing I can really look to in this season. So I tell everyone, look to God.
Amen, man. All right, well, thank you for everyone joining us again. This is 21 Questions. If it's the first time, being with us, we get our special guests, and we ask them 21 questions. All right. Now, has only one pass card. She's got only one.
Is it?
So that pass card will enable you to skip a question. If that question is too hard or you don't want to answer it, you skip it. But if you skip that question, you don't get your prize.
Oh!
So that's how it runs. All right. So we're going to go through the first 10, all right? We've got the questions here. We're going to go through the first 10. All right, so these are light work. We're going to go light work. Say again?
No, I'm telling him to pray for me. But go on, let's go.
These are light work. We're going to go first 10 light work. All right, so first one is favorite holiday destination.
This is hard.
Favorite holiday destination. You got it like that, yeah?
No, do you know what? I can't say two, isn't it? I can only say one.
Only one.
Ghana.
Ghana?
Yeah, Ghana. It's going to be Ghana.
Huh? Etisen, is that real? Is that right?
Etisen, yeah.
Big up my Nigerians. All right.
I know, Bali. See, when someone said Bali, but Ghana. Go on, let's go.
Okay.
I said it.
All right, everyone also put your favorite holiday destination. I'd love to know what people's are as well. All right, let's go. Second one. What's your proudest moment?
Giving birth to my son.
Hey, what was the hardest part of that process?
Everything about that process was the hardest part of that process. But I think just the fear. I had been praying for about 6 months, like, God, your destiny. I was really believing God to do some mighty things. And then I literally, the day I said, I was like, God, I want to hear your answer this day. And then I took a pregnancy test and I was pregnant. And I was like, oh, that's not what I was asking for. But yeah. And then obviously the labor was like, it's a miraculous. The labor was a lot. That was the hardest part. Yeah.
We made it through, man.
Amen.
What's the favorite item in your wardrobe? What's your favorite item in your wardrobe?
My favorite item in my wardrobe. I got these really nice leather black trousers. They're high-waisted. I wear them a lot. You'll see them on my Instagram page. But yeah, I really love them.
Yeah. Where'd you get them from?
Zara.
Zara, bang, bang. Big up, Zara. Miss you. Miss you, Zara.
I know, miss you, Zara. You can order online.
Oh, yeah, that's true. It's at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, next one. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Climbed a mountain.
Oh, yes. The one where you're almost losing your breath at the top.
Yeah, that.
Would you do that again?
Yeah.
Now that you've did it?
I've done it. I did it once, and then I went back and I did like half a volcano. So I'll do it again. I love it. It's a love-hate thing, but yeah, I'll do it again.
Jeez, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can.
You can. You'll love it.
Amen. What is your biggest regret?
I don't have any regrets.
Okay.
I
hear people say this a lot, you know.
Lessons learned. Not any regrets.
Same as just saying you have a regret.
So what's my biggest lesson learned?
Or your biggest regret?
My biggest... To appreciate people while they're here.
Okay, so you didn't appreciate people while they were here?
Not that I didn't. I just took it for granted. I took it for like the time that you have. Like I'm sure most of us have taken, being able to walk into the shop for granted. And now you're standing outside and you realize, oh, yeah, I missed that. It's the same. Like I thought my mum was always going to be around. Well, not always. Actually, no, I did. I thought she was always going to be around. So when she went, I was like, yeah, I wish that I just appreciated every moment. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. What's the best conversation you've ever had? Like you really got something from that conversation, like, and walked away kind of, whether it was inspired or refreshed. What was the best conversation you've ever had? It's
such a straight, like, because the thing is, it just popped into my mind. It just popped into my mind. So that's what's making me think it was one of the best conversations. But it was a conversation that I had with my pastor in the kitchen just after my first church service. Was crying my eyes out, and then she took me in, and then she said, do you want to dedicate your life to Jesus? And I said yes. That was the best conversation I ever had, because that changed my life forever. So
was there something specific she said that made you think, you know what, everything you're saying, I'm 100% with it?
I don't know. Put people that are believers in here. If you've been to your first ever church service and the pastor's talking, and it just feels like they're talking to you. They're saying things and everyone else is saying amen, but for some reason it feels like it's only you in the room with the pastor. And I was just crying, and then we went to the kitchen and she was like, are you ready? And I just felt I didn't even know what I was ready for, but I knew I needed to do it, so I just did it. And that day changed my life. So
that's beautiful. What's the biggest misconception people have about you? Misconception.
The biggest misconception. Oh. Mm, I think my relationship's perfect.
Okay. As in you and Carl?
Yeah, that is perfect. And we never fight and we just have the best and we just have inspiring conversations every day and fly on nice holidays. And yeah, our relationship's just perfect.
That's funny. And is it so far from the truth? Is that so far from the truth?
Well, no, it's not, I wouldn't say we have the worst relationship, but we have a relationship, and relationship comes with ups and downs, and Instagram often paints a picture of perfection, and the films paint a picture of perfection, and the Disney movies painted a picture of perfection. So everybody likes the thought of perfection. So I get a lot of, oh my God, goals. And I'm like, it's only goals. Like any relationship, you have to water. Like you have to literally sow into it. So that's how you get goals for a relationship, not just the fact of taking pretty pictures and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the biggest misconception.
No, it's true. It's true. Every relationship, marriage, family, mother, daughter, all these relationships take, work, and they take effort, and it's just having to put it in, All right. What's one thing people would never ever know about you? Because you share a lot on social media, share a lot on YouTube, but what's one thing that people would never ever ever know about you?
I'm shy.
You one part card. That what?
I'm shy.
What?
Yeah, that's the one thing. Because people think so they're like, oh my God, you're so confident. What makes you so confident? I'm like, no, I'm confident. I am, but I am shy. Like, I feel like going to events and stuff, I'm always nervous. People don't know that, but I'm always nervous. I'm always terrified. Like the thought of even this, when I was going to do the sit down, I was like, I was saying to Carl, oh my days, Carl, people are going to meet me at the end, and so many.
Yeah,
and I'm shy. So.
Don't worry. I'm acting shocked, but I can actually relate because I'm an introvert. I'm shy.
Yeah.
So anytime I've got to do the sit down, do this stuff, this is just like, what the heck? What am I doing? Do you know what I'm saying? But I
so
think
nerve-wracking for me.
We do. Say again?
It's so nerve-wracking.
But I think there's stuff that we do that is when it's for the people. Put that aside, and it's like, if I have to endure this for the moment, for the people, so be it. Afterwards, I'll deal with myself, and I think God empowers and anoints people to do that specifically, like, because you know that within your own strength, you just could not do it.
I always tell people people are like, oh, do you know what? Before I'd be like, what are you so good at? What are you so good at? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really good at much, except for like speaking my truth and speaking about the word of God. So yeah, that's why I feel like I'm shy, because that's what I got to bring to the table, mate. But yeah.
All right, you are almost at your halfway point. So this is your 2 more questions. That's your 10 questions. All right. Now remember, I said this is light work. That's it, light work.
Let's go.
All right. So when are you the happiest?
When am I the happiest?
When are you the happiest?
I am the happiest when I feel like I'm in God's perfect will.
Yeah.
That's when I'm the happiest. When I feel like my plans and God's plans are aligning. Like his plans are, that's when I am the happiest. When I feel like I'm doing his work, I'm the happiest.
And how do you know in that moment that you are in that middle of that will?
It's when I it's a feeling that I usually get when I'm so I think a biggest example for me is probably on my worship night, when I've looked out in the crowd and I can see how many people are there and are just having that exchange with God, and it's because I brought them together. So I know that, and through that, maybe as I was going to do the event, I was so nervous. I didn't want to do it. I did this, but I was just like, God, if this is what you want me to do. And then I just see him come through and people's lives change. And I'm like, I'm so happy because I know this is what you wanted. So, yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right, our last question before your halfway point. Are you ready for this?
Mm.
Who is your favorite artist?
Woo! Who's my favorite artist?
Favorite artist. It has to be UK.
Oh, even has to be UK.
Say hi, help me lower the volume.
I can't say Carl before he came off music. He was my favorite artist. Yeah. I've always my husband. He's got to be my favorite artist, isn't it? Be a bit bad if I said someone else. But if it was UK before Carl went, yeah.
Favorite song?
Madiba SW9.
Give me your favorite verse, or not your favorite, not the whole thing, but give me your favorite lines from it. I hope Carl's watching this right now.
No, it's the part, where he's talking about what's it called? Cherry shot in the back. That part. And it's just really, do you know what I'm talking about? Because you've been there. But yeah, that part is just really powerful, and there's an anointing on that song when he performs it. So yeah, that part where it's like cherry shot in the back, that fast part. I don't know all the words. If Carl's watching this, forgive me.
Forgive us. All right, you are at your halfway point. Can we get a round of applause in the comments, please? Can we get a round of applause? Can we get some likes, some hearts?
I want to see some rounds of applause. I can't see. I can't.
Exactly. Can we get some round of applause? I'm gonna start to talk and ting. Because are you are Jamaican, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm Jamaican.
All right.
I am.
I think you're not Jamaican.
I know. Yeah, I'm Jamaican, but I'm really African, but I'm Jamaican. That's the thing. Really? I'm Jamaican as I was born in Jamaica, and I'm Jamaican, but a lot of my friends are African, and then Carl's African, so I've just adopted both cultures, so I'm African.
We adopt you. So if you've just locked in, if you just joined us, welcome to 21 Questions with Cassandra Lokko.
Flags.
Say again?
I see Jamaica flags, but yeah, carry on, sorry.
It's 21 questions. We are asking our special guest 21 questions. Cassandra has 11 questions to go. She has not used her pass card. That pass card will allow her to skip a question. If she uses that pass card, she does not get her prize that I'm looking at on the table right now.
It's sad because you give good prizes.
So we're about to go deeper now. So we're going to take you through the next 11 questions and we'll go deeper. So you're on YouTube. It's not an easy thing. So tell me, what are the pressures that you face from YouTube?
Everything. No, okay. The pressures that I face on YouTube, I was talking about it today, so it's really easy to say, but the pressures is mainly I'm growing, right? I'm a human being. I'm growing every day. I'm changing. My thoughts are changing. Yeah. The things I do are changing from the person that people might have met when for my wedding video. And I think the hardest thing is going through those changes, being as honest as I am as a person, and then, people just critiquing your changes. So that's when it's hard. And obviously, it's when it's things that are not true, it's a bit, but there's times when it is things that are true. Like when I reflect, it's things that people will say and I'm like, oh, that's not true. So it kind of makes you look at yourself. So I think the hardest part about YouTube is just growing on YouTube. Yeah.
How do you deal with the comments? This is all one question.
Do you know, now I'm honestly fine with the comments. I even use it sometimes as like feedback. I'm like, if it's a negative comment, I look at it, I reflect on it. If it's not, I just let it go. And I don't know. I'll make sure I reply to every comment, but it doesn't affect me. Whereas before it didn't affect me, but I think for my wedding, I was getting really positive. So positive. And then I think I found like a web, like accidentally, I came across like a website with like bashing me, bashing my wedding, all these things. This, they didn't pay for their wedding, this. And I was like, oh, how could they say that about me? Like, I was upset. But then I realized humans are humans. They don't all know me, and that's life. You're going to get the positive and the negative. And yeah, I've come to deal with that now.
How did it feel having a wedding go viral? Because you didn't, it's not like you set out to do that, but it just caught on. People loved it. And if anybody who's watching, watch that video, show some love in the comment section. Let's see some wedding emojis. But it was an amazing wedding. Big up Marv Brown. But how did it feel, it going out to the world and getting on this website here, that magazine there?
How did it feel? To be honest, yeah, if I'm 100% honest, so before I got married, obviously Carl was already like doing certain things, and he had a bit of a following and people knew him, and he was already around like the Bransons and stuff like that. So before, like maybe like a year before my wedding, we'd talk and we'd be like, you know, one day he'd be like, basically the wedding's going to be in like that's who's going to be doing the wedding, blah blah. Like he would say all these things, and I'd be like, yeah. And then I remember on the wedding day, I was like, this is not going to plan, boy, because I wanted all these flowers, the flowers that I wanted, the arrangement. I had seen like someone's wedding, I was like, I want it like this, and I just couldn't afford all of that stuff. So for me, it was like, this was like, I was not settling, but it was like, oh yeah, it's gonna be okay. But what will make it great is the people in the room. Like I've been through this hard thing with my mum dying, but what will make it great was the people in the room. And then as I was walking into my wedding, there was like some people that was watching and taking pictures. And I was like, oh, there's the paparazzi, like joking. And then me to put out a picture, and I was like, oh, if I get 800 likes, I'll be so happy. And then I just got tens and thousands. I was just like, this is what I felt like. God always out, like whatever we think it's gonna be, God always does so much more. Like that's how I felt. I was like, wow, God. Like I was complaining, I was thinking I needed this, I needed that, but you knew exactly what I needed. And not even to put like, okay, that would have been, yeah, but you've done this and given me a platform and enabled me to do what I've always wanted to do. So yeah, I was just shocked that God just came through like that, basically. Yeah, he does it, yes, exceedingly and abundantly above what we can dream and imagine. So I was really happy.
You talk about, this is question number, this is still wrapped in 12, I'll give you that, still wrapped in 12. But you talked about with YouTube and how your relationship, it looks so perfect, but what are the lessons you've learned in marriage, and the hard lessons that you've had to learn in marriage about yourself, about the concept of marriage, about Carl? What are some of the hardest lessons that you've had to learn?
I think probably the hardest lesson is that you never give. I used to think you give 50% and your other half gives 50% and you make that 100. You give like some of yourself, and then realizing that it's not about what the other person gives. You just have to give 100%. That was the hardest thing. I feel like I had to come to terms with it in my marriage, because I felt like if Carl wasn't doing something, I'm not doing it then. Or if like, I'm not doing, like, that's how the attitude I had. Then to come into it and be like, I have to sacrifice and give 100%, even on the days when I don't want to give 100%. So that was probably my hardest lesson. And just what I learned in marriage, probably how important it is to have conversations, not to be just caught, you know, like you are in a honeymoon. Some people say there's no honeymoon period, but I do believe that there's a period where you can't see flaws. And I believe there's another period where flaws are very highlighted. So whatever you want to call it, we'll call it whatever. But I think having the serious conversations about things, like I always say, like, okay, who's going to change the bins? You know, because maybe in your household, his household, I don't know, maybe his mum changed the bin, but in my household, my dad changed the bin. So like those sort of conversations that you don't think are that important, they're really important, because those little things lead to bigger things. So I think, that was.
That's true. I think I always say that when two people come together in marriage, they're coming from different life histories, They're coming from different experiences, different expectations, different bits of what family or life is. Then you bring those two people into one house. There's going to have to be some leveling and some shuffling. I myself, things I had to put aside that I've held so dear, things that my wife had to put aside because she held so dear. It's this holding, shuffling engagement until you get it to a place where it just fits.
Yeah.
You know, works. And that can be years.
Yeah. Like when you see those old people and they're just like they know each other. Like I feel like 100%. And you've got to learn to just also, I feel like I learned that the little certain things just don't need to be spoken about. It's not that deep. Like something that would really like maybe now it's like, oh, your socks are there. Oh, that's all right. It's fine. Yeah. So stuff like that.
Beautiful. Your mother
Mm-hmm.
to Lion.
Yeah.
Hang tight, Lion.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about how does it feel to become a mother but lose a mother? So you've lost a mother but you're becoming one, because in one mind, in one head, in one heart, always imagine that is a lot, because you know, bringing in new life but losing in a sense old life. How do you deal with that? Yeah, so how do you deal with becoming a mother but having lost one, unfortunately losing one?
I think that was really that was something that I worried about so much. Like because my mum was so good with children, and I just felt like, you know, those are the conversations I'm supposed to have about. I'm supposed to call them and be like, "Mum, why is this?" or "Mum, why is that?" And I really felt like during my pregnancy, like, what am I gonna do? But I feel like what's made it so much easier is having Carl's mum. Yes, and getting surrogate mums and learning from even friends' mums, and I don't really feel, I don't know, I feel like it's so weird, it's so strange that I thought, oh, how am I going to be a mum if I've lost mine, but I just fell into it so, I don't know, so beautifully. And I think trusting God, leaning on God, relying on God, asking God for guidance and help. And I just, as what I feel like, it's so weird, but I'll do little things. I'm like, oh, that's so my mum. Like, that is such a thing my mum would do. So it's weird, but I still feel like things she's taught me is in me. So the things I think I need to ask her are in me. So, yeah.
The things that you think to ask her, and they actually come out through life experiences.
100%. So I'm just seeing it. Like, it's, So it's a weird thing.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, man. You still have not used your pass card. This is good. You're going well. I'm looking at this prize right now, and it looks like it might be on the way to you.
Yeah.
Tell me about. You seem to be someone who does champion a lot of female empowerment, especially Black women.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why
is that important to you?
Anytime I speak, I try to speak to me 10 years ago.
Okay.
Every time. So whatever age I am, I'm speaking to me 10 years ago. And when I think about the woman I was 10 years ago and what I need this. I need what I put out. I needed to know that, you know, I need to deal with certain hurts and pains. I needed to know that God loves me more than I can ever imagine. He's my father. I needed to know that grace is sufficient. I needed to know that, you know, you can have a family and a child and still be able to go and get it. I just needed to know those things. So I just put out what I felt like I needed to know. I needed to know. So that's why. And I went through a lot growing up, and a lot of insecurities, a lot of not loving myself, and a lot of not knowing I was beautiful. And 10 years passed, and I'm like, oh, when I look back at pictures, I'm like, gosh, like, it's got worse. It's got worse. So I want to tell people that, you know, like, at the end of the day, enjoy what you were beautiful then, you're still beautiful. Yeah, just all those insecurities and stuff. They mean, when you're 10 years from then, you will look back and be like, so yeah.
What didn't you like about yourself?
Everything. It was really, I didn't like anything about myself. It was so, I was insecure. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the way I spoke. I didn't like anything. So, I just had a lot of issues and a lot of stuff that I was going through and that was going on with me. So, yeah.
And what one thing would you attribute to turning that corner? Because some people, I mean, some people are trying to get to that place whereby they do love themselves. They understand who they are. They appreciate who they are. But it's such a journey. What thing helped you kind of make that possible? Or still possible?
It wasn't a thing. It was loads of things that led to the thing. But I'd say a lot of inward reflection. A lot of inward reflection at why, you know, a lot of times we have these feelings, but why did I have those feelings? What was it? Where was the rejection from? Where was it coming from? Where was, like where just the certain things I was going through, why was I acting those sort of ways? So a lot of reflection, a lot of affirmation. And obviously at first when you're doing affirmation, it just sounds like rubbish. You're like, I'm so beautiful. But then when you keep doing it, you see that there's an impact in it. And just a lot of prayer. Yeah, but a lot of unpacking. It wasn't just, I'd say, a lot of unpacking. So reading books and just learning more about who I am as a person and learning to love who I am as a person at that point. Because, you know, sometimes we always want to be better, be better, be better, be better. And yes, we are on a journey to be better, but you also have to love you where you are because God loves you where you are.
Yeah, at that time. Thank you. All right, you've done well, man. You got a few questions to go. Yeah, use your pass card. Yeah, use your pass card. Yeah. Just looking at this prize. All right. Tell me about your struggles with anxiety. Like, I remember looking at a few stuff that you've put out, and you've talked about you having to do loads and loads and lists. What brings the anxiety in your life when you have loads of things to do?
So I have very, 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 very bad attention span. I'm very unorganized. And this isn't like something that's like, oh, okay, you know, oh, she's unorganized, get it together, Cass. It's something that's like, I don't know, it's through like childhood traumas and stuff like that. But yeah, I have very bad attention span and organization. So when it comes to like being a mom, being a wife, having a YouTube channel, trying to be an entrepreneur, trying to encourage, sometimes it can just get overwhelming. It's like so many things. I'm like, how can I do it? But I think the most time where I'm anxious is where I'm not as prayerful. That's when I feel more anxious because it's like I start to, and I wouldn't even say I'm not as prayerful, but I just start to lean on my own flesh. I'm like, it's too much. Yeah, and I just start to look to me like, and then it's like, Cash, you can't carry it. You know you can't. So why are you even trying to look to you? Like, yeah. So I do the lists. The lists really help it come out of my head onto paper, and I just slowly go through it, tackle it, and I just pray over my mind, and just like, you know, God, I give this to you. I'm not worrying. Yeah, and then but those are the reasons why I get really anxious, because I know most of the time I'm going to forget something. I'm going to do
What's the first thing you do when you wake up, in terms of, because you know that mind is waiting to make you anxious? What's the first thing that you try and do and get in?
This thing 555, but it's not really 555 because it always goes over 555. But the 555 makes me think. You know, when you're always in a rush, especially the way my head, sometimes I'm in a rush, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to give 5 minutes to pray, 5 minutes to read, and then 5 minutes to wait.
Wait, stop there. Everyone put 555 in the comment section. Like 555. 5 pray.
Yeah. 5 minutes to read and 5 minutes to wait. But usually when you start praying, it always goes over 5. And because you start praying and God starts speaking and he starts doing his thing. And then I read for 5 minutes. I inspire myself. So I read something in the word. I might search something, whatever comes to my mind, my heart, I'll search. I don't know. If I want to, I don't know, gratitude scriptures in the Bible. And then I'll start reading things and it will make me feel grateful. And I just sit and wait for 5 minutes. Like wait on God, wait to see if he's got anything that he wants to say to me in the morning. Wait to see if any ideas drop. And just wait. But it always turns into a little bit more. But yeah, that's how I do it.
At least that's like a...
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right. We are down to 2 more questions. Okay, so your second to last question is, how would you like to be remembered? How would you like to be remembered as a person?
Question.
Say again?
That's a powerful question.
How would you like to be remembered?
I'd like to be remembered as someone that helped people to turn any pains that they had into purpose. I'd like to be remembered for someone who didn't just preach Christ, but lived Christ. I'd like to be remembered as an amazing wife, mom. What else? And I'd like to be remembered as someone who wrote songs that moved and shifted people's lives.
Nice. Come on, beautiful. All right, your last and final question. You did not use your pass card. But your last question is, do you have a question for me?
I do have a question for you. No, it's not a scary question. What's the biggest thing you feel like you've learned this year?
Biggest thing. The biggest thing I've learned this year is God is smart. He is very smart he's very smart at creating situations that wouldn't have happened unless he got involved. So one of the big things for me is, okay, so isolation and lockdown, the whole world is, what could have brought the whole world to be all at one time in one place in one situation? And I'm not saying God brought Corona or whatever, but he's smart. I think he's very, very smart, and he knew what he was doing. And I think it's for everybody in their own house who believe in him, or who want to even believe in him, to ask that question: God, what are you doing? What is this for me? What is this period of time for me to do? Is it to appreciate my family a bit more? Is it to learn how to cook? Is it to start your business? What is it? What is this time been designated for me? So for me, I think God is smart, man. There's certain things he just does or allows to happen whereby I'm like, rah, if you didn't allow that and that to happen, then that wouldn't happen, you know. So my daughter, she just started to walk more so about 3 or 4 days ago, kind of thing. And I think I've seen her stumble, I've seen her get up, stumble again and fall, and then I've seen her walk. If I was at work, I would not have seen none of that.
Yeah.
None of that, you know. And it was her birthday last Monday. I got to, we was with her the whole day. Again, I remember I did book some time off, but there's things that I've been able to see in situation. So for me, God is just smart, man, and I'm just trying to trust 100%. Him in his smartness, in his intellect, that sounds stupid, but I'm still getting to that process of seeing how smart you are, and then when situations happen, trust in that intellect.
100%. We're so used to trusting. Like I said, I wrote so many plans in January like this. Even though I went to New York, I came back the day of lockdown, literally. And I was still like, yeah, when I come back, I'm going to do this. And then God just said, no, you're not.
Shut up.
No, you're not. And that's what I'm like, Cass, you really believe in yourself, girl. But yeah, God. Trusting in him is key.
Cassandra Lokko, this has been 21 questions, and you have made it all the way through. Round of applause in the comment section, please. You made it through. No pass card. So
Yeah.
your is we have 9, not 2, not 3, we have 9 rolls of toilet roll that we're going to send all the way to you.
Oh, what's gonna run out? Not anymore.
Thank you so much for joining us, sharing all that you've shared.
Having me.
No, man. Obviously, we'd love to have done the event, but
I know.
God's plan.
God's plan.
But we wish you the best in all that you're doing. Keep empowering, keep inspiring, and just keep learning about you, because the more you're learning about yourself, the more you're sharing with people, and people are gaining more and more from it. So God bless your heart. God bless your family. Say hello to Carl.
I want
to. Wonderful family. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Love.
See you later.
Yeah. All right, guys, that has been 21 questions. I want you to write in the comments how you found today. We've got a few more minutes left. Yeah, we've got a few more minutes left. Just write in the comments how you found it, if it's your first one, what you thought of it, if there's anything you would like us to do for the next one. We've got a next one coming next Thursday. But if it's your first time, make sure that you watch the replay. If you didn't get to watch from the start, watch the replay in our Insta stories. We're going to throw it up on YouTube. We're going to throw it up on our podcast. Make sure you follow all our networks, okay? Everything is the Sit Down UK, whether it's on Twitter, whatever it might be, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We've got everything there for you in this time. Soon, we're going to be off lockdown, and we'll be back to our events. But until now, I think this is a good place to be meeting and a good place to just get insight into who people are, do you know what I'm saying, in this time. So please leave your comments here. Let us know how it was, because people are going to replay and watch this again. And when it goes up live, feel free to just share it around. Elizabeth, what up? So let me do some shout outs. I think I've still got 5 minutes. Yeah, let me do some shout outs. So big up, according to Jazz, Eliza K, how are you? Actually, at the time, hope you're well. Big up Bree, big up Becky, Naisha, Dea, Tolu, Mbonsu, Forget Me Not Flowers, Justin Daly, Boots on Game On, my brother, Nessa Loves, Deva X1, big up Mrs. Yeager in the building. Who else we got? Abby Ade. And you said, only caught the last few questions, but it was blessed. Abby, thank you for coming through. Liza said, definitely want to attend one in person. Well done, Uncle. Next time, draw for us. I'm not drawing nothing. You know my pictures are the bomb. Big up Bree. She said, the questions are real good. Cassie was great and inspiring. Becky said, very insightful. This is my first watching. Well, Becky, make sure you come back again next week. We're going to have another session of 21 questions. And in the week, we're going to mention who the special guest is. If you're not following this Sit Down, make sure you do after this. I've been Icie, your host. This is 21 Questions, and we out.